Yo, what's up, guys? Coach Geetster here, and today I'm going to be doing a live coaching session with a local blader, Xavier Bogard. So we're going to be going over our finals match that we played. Ironically, I'm the one that he's going up against, so we'll get a bit more perspective than normal. But we're going to be going over this, doing some live coaching here, and yeah. So I know you said you already watched this already. Is there anything in particular that you're like unsure about or things you want to improve on and things like that?
Um, I think one of the things is rod mirrors and like just stamina versus attack in particular.
Okay. So yeah, we can get into all of that. All right. So our first battle here, I believe, is Rod against Blast. All right. So let's see what happens here. All right. So this one, I remember watching it over. I think what happens, you just land in a really bad spot, so you never get a good extreme dash here. That's why you end up
I,
self over finishing.
I think I also launched way too hard. I think that's the other thing.
Well, you do have to launch hard in this matchup as this because if you don't, you're never gonna KO the Rod Hexa. I mean, if you want to just like call this matchup a wash for you and just accept the fact you're not gonna win this as often, you can just like late launch it and throw the 1 point if you really want to. But most of the time, as long as you don't have what happened to you here, you can actually at least get a chance. You like landed like way too high up. You need to land closer to the middle, I think. Um, let's go back to exactly where you land. So yeah, you like land like really far out here, and it just pushes you towards the outside, and that's what screws your extreme dash up.
Got it.
See, because you start your extreme dash on the outside and not the inside, so it just causes you to self over finish. I mean, it happens, but
Yeah.
all right. So this is Shark Mirror. How are you approaching this?
So when I see, Shark v Shark, especially on low rush and against my rush, I try stalling a little bit just because I know low rush has less stamina than rush. Like when I've seen many times I've went against. And I think it was smart for me, at least for what I normally do, is like tilt launch, try stalling enough for you, and then if you try to go around the rail, I kind of have it tilted in the way where you're going at head first into the blade instead of the backside.
All right.
Normally,
So I think what happens here is you just get caught in the middle too long.
yeah. I also didn't tilt enough, I think, because I normally tilt a little bit more than that.
I would say if you're so generally people on X side will kind of drop launch like I did here. And the only reason why I chose to do this is because I saw that you were angling forward like this. The only way you can stop yourself from like really losing like this is actually doing the opposite, what you said, which is angling less. So if you bank less, you'll end up not spending as much time in the middle here.
And then you kind of like scoop me into the extreme.
Yeah, your bit just never has a chance to grab onto the stadium and start actually moving. You just move back and forth, and you never actually get anywhere.
Yep.
And you're just set up in the middle. So you lose the first set here. Um, we had the same Rod matchup again. I think we played the first two matches exactly the same.
Yeah, because then we're like, we don't know who our third is. Uh-huh.
Yeah. So I think this one is better for you, and it's especially better because you're on X side now.
Yeah.
Now you tilting like this doesn't affect you as much. Like I said before, this matchup is tough. Just because of the height difference, you're like the blast wheel is too high up, so you have to give it some sort of angle to give yourself a chance. But generally, Rod is favored here, so there isn't too much you can do. Um, but yeah,
Yeah.
it's a disadvantaged matchup for sure.
I mean, only losing a point in this match isn't that
Yeah,
bad.
most of the time you'll end up losing just the one, unless something unfortunate happens like you had the first time. But all right, so next battle here. So now we're playing the shark mirror, but the sides were reversed, and you get the stall like great here. You do the stall really good here. Um,
Yeah.
you do it where you get into this corner and you do it fast enough where I can't actually catch you beforehand.
Since
Because
we're
you'll
pretty
see
much at the
here,
same height as well, so when I tilt,
yeah,
it's like hitting you perfectly while it has less recoil for me.
yeah. So when you do the stall faster here, and this is probably for everyone else that's going to be watching this, um, the stall here, you don't want to spend too much time hanging out around this spot. You want to make sure you get here quickly. If you don't get there quickly, you're going to end up getting caught by like even if somebody doesn't intend to flat launch, like if they angle launch like you did the first time in the mirror match, eventually they'll get out of this circle and towards you. So you want to make sure you get your stalls fast enough so you're not caught around this spot here, pointed this way.
Got it.
Um, like for the most part, when like the way I started approaching this game and when I started doing better, uh, you're just trying to manipulate where your Beyblade is at the beginning of the battle. You just want to be on this half of the stadium, like around here. You don't want to ever be over here. So that the more ways you can get yourself over here, the better. Um, most of X turns into, at least when it comes to launch tech and stuff like that, it's just what's the best way to make it to the safe half of the stadium without being interrupted randomly or anything like that.
Yeah.
So I took like a short route, but you ended up cutting me off. So this is the third matchup here. We have just a stamina matchup basically. I
Yeah.
think this is the one that ends up in a tie.
Yeah.
Um, now just how new or how long have you had this hexa bit that you have on this
This
wizard rod
one
here?
is I've had it since the release of Ghost Circle. So,
Okay,
yeah, so it's been a minute.
so I saw this. I watched this over a little bit ago, maybe like before, and every time you launch this into like the stamina mirrors, you like you like angle launch it really hard. And I
So,
feel like you have, I guess you have to do this because of how worn your hexa is.
yeah, because when I flat launch it, that thing likes to go and it likes to hit the rails and then go right in the pockets.
Okay, so what that sounds like to me is it's probably time to get a new hexa. Because you really don't want that.
Yeah.
You want to be for these style of matchups that happen, whether that's the Rod Hexa mirror match or something like this. Rod Hexa has a lot of stamina, even though it's not on like a ball bit. But you have to be able to launch this hard reliably, and if you can't do that without angling, and you're losing too much stamina from angling anyway. Um, so
Yeah.
like that was the tie there, but I can see it again here. Yeah, you angle this very hard.
Yeah, because, as I said, worried about it hitting the rail too much and
Yeah,
then
and like that's a good adjustment to make, but I think that like I said, it might be time to get a new one so you can just hard launch it flat so you can maintain more stamina. Like I know you win these matchups, but you would definitely win it by a lot more,
I
and
think
you'll
it's
probably win a lot more mirrors as well.
I will say I think it's also a balance tuning thing because
Yes, that was the next thing I was going to bring up. Making sure that your combo is balanced beforehand is very important for these stamina combos.
yeah.
Um, I know that some places are like kind of like iffy about like using stickers and things like that to mark where your ratchets are oriented. But if you look at all the ratchets, they have little arrows on them to designate left or right, and you can use that as your way to know how to balance tune. So, like on six, for example, here, one of these like bigger bumps has an arrow in it. I just line it up with the top half of the wizard like chip at the on the bay. and that's how I know that my rod is in the correct like orientation. You can't do it with the bits because they free spin, but with the ratchet in the blade you can. So this is our my rod up against your shark scale, and you throw it across, which is fine. If I would have launched like flat or something, you would have caught me. But now you're just
Yeah.
kind of just flopping around here.
Yeah. So my idea was for this battle in particular is that, 6 has a problem of like it can get like if it gets a good hit on it, it can burst even with hex a bit on it.
Hmm.
So I was just trying to tilt launch it a little bit. I threw it forwards, which was a bad idea. I should have just done like a like a drop launch or something, which might have had a better shot instead of me flying around like what I was doing.
Yeah, like I said, if I would have just launched flat without like moving out of the way at all, you would have caught me, and this would have been fine. So when you do this hard angle, it's like it's not bad up against someone that's doing the same thing. So if we look at it, we'll just like pretend this is here. When you angle launch and you go forward like that, the blades are all spinning right spins. So when you hit me, it's gonna kind of naturally go this way, kind of. Especially if I'm on this other half here. So you actually get some beneficial contact that way. It's not a bad strategy. Um, the only thing that can happen is what happens to you here, where you kind of just get thrown around a bunch, and
Yeah.
um, maybe when you do this, just don't push it too far, like a hard across. Oh, okay, I see what happens here. You actually hit the the ridge in the center,
Do I actually?
and that yeah, it actually sends you across too far. Yeah, you hit
Oh,
it.
I do.
Yeah, so it makes you bounce like this, and that's what actually sends you all the way across. If you just land in the middle here, you'll be better off. Because you do it in the first match, when we played that shark mirror, and that would have been more ideal for this because when you're hanging around in the middle like that, eventually I'm gonna end up there too, right? So that's definitely better for you. But in like an attack mirror, maybe something what you just did here was better if it gets you out of the way. And you still get like some decent hits off here. So
I know you really wanted that one hit to go in the pocket, that last
yeah.
hit.
All right. So what is this? Where did we go? Oh, I lost the video. Is this the right one?
It's
This one was the
the
mirror. This is this. Okay. So it's this one then. All right. Here we go. This is Shark up against your Blast. And the more I've played this matchup, I think as the player playing Blast Wheel, you have to play this a lot more aggressively than you would against something else.
I try going a little bit more defensive. Like you were trying to see, I kind of at the beginning of the match try playing, a little hide in the corner.
Yeah, so like I think against some other attack types like hover and things like that, that is fine. But when you have shark scale that can outspin you, you have to either try to go for like a over finish or something like that, or you just have to hit them a lot and just drain their stamina that way.
Yeah.
Um, this matchup is like really tough as the blast player. I lose this one a lot, and I've had better luck once I started just playing this more aggressively. Like you kind of just have to like see what your opponent's going to do and just like counter it. So here I just flat launch against you because I'm just going to assume that you're going to do this. But if you would have just thrown it across at me, you would have like hit me off the beginning and just sent me around everywhere.
Yeah. I mean that combo's been it worked really well all day that day. I'll say.
Oh yeah, I
Well,
mean I
yeah.
still like this combo too. I think this shark matchup is just a little tough. Um,
I mean, it could be scary for you if I played a little bit more aggressive, I think. Like for
yes,
yeah.
like it's not gonna like guarantee the win, but I think it gives you better chances. I don't necessarily like trying to like stall and hide away from Shark anymore. I think you just have to run at it. Like you have to hit them.
Or
Like
you
I
don't
said,
have enough
against like
stamina.
Hover, I think Hover Wyvern is your best matchup with this combo. In that matchup, you can play defensively because you'll outspin them in the long run. But
Pl-
against things like Arrow and Shark that have more stamina, you have to like go at them.
So that day when I was going against hovers, I was laughing because like anytime they tried hitting me, it just did nothing. It was just like, okay, my turn.
Yeah, I mean that's I think that's your best matchup here. All right, so we play this Wolf
Wolf
Rod
Rod,
matchup again.
and I think I won.
Yeah, I believe you win this one. And this one, like, this is going to go back to you, like either getting new parts or making sure your blade is more balanced tuned. Like this, you like straight up you drop launch it, and there's like no reason to be doing all that. We'll see that once we see the rod mirror, you'll see the difference. So
Yeah, I think it was just a boring stamina battle. I think
yeah,
this one
it
round.
is. Yeah. So we will go to the third game, and this is another shark mirror. And see this one, you you angle hard, but I do the same thing, and I almost get a couple like hits into the overzone, and then you end up into this stall, which is like really crazy. um, yeah, and just like making it to the outside. I kind of like this defensive strategy you started off with here. Um, yeah, that worked out pretty well for you there. Because
Yeah,
generally, what happens, and we'll see it later, obviously, when both players like angle forward like that, generally the X side player is disadvantaged.
I
But
think if
this
you,
one, you,
I think if you tilt more, I think it's just how far I tilted. It was
yeah.
very close from it going, hitting the ratchet.
All right, this is the rod mirror here, and we'll see the difference here. So even though you sent me to the rail and everything else, look how much faster mine makes it to the center and stays, while yours goes around over
Mm,
and over and over again.
yeah, it doesn't really hit you as much.
Yeah.
I think the main
Well,
goal is because
it's
I had a problem all day with rod mirrors. So what I did was let me try hitting it as much as possible because I knew if I had to deal with the rod mirror, I was not going to win most likely, like 9 times out of 10.
yeah. So and that's just from you having an older Hexa. And did you have this balanced at all or no? Did you just put it together?
I don't know if I actually balanced it correctly.
Okay. So yeah, you can clearly see the difference here.
It was kind of close.
Like mine just, but like
Yeah, but
the
like
difference
yours.
could have been, yeah. But see, mine just sits in the middle, and mine's balanced to, and even my hex is not new. I've actually been using it for a while, so um,
Yeah, but I think I've been using that green one for longer than you have that
yeah,
blue one.
probably. So between that and mine is like balanced pretty well. Um, that's probably the difference here in this match.
Yeah,
It would have at least been closer, because I mean, I found that 6 has more stamina than 3 on this combo, so that also helps me. But you going around and everything else uh, doesn't help you at all. Like
yeah.
this stall at the beginning, this little like circle pattern that you just do just is wasting spin. All right, this is the last one.
Oh, that's the one that hurts the most.
Yeah. So
I will say, can I make a note real quick? By like
yeah,
the third set, what was it called? Like anxiety hit for me a little bit more, just because of the surroundings around me and the
yeah,
audience.
yeah. I mean that happens if you're not used to that. It can definitely be tough to get used to.
Yeah,
Um, this one here, like you had been launching this combo the same way the whole match. So I kind of just assumed, and I just read off your launcher here, but I just assumed that this was going to happen again. And like I said before, if both players just angle forward, generally X side player is disadvantaged, and this is exactly why.
And then,
So you end up um, just getting knocked out due to your own recoil.
mhm.
Um, I think in this matchup here, you have like two options. It's tough because I'm also shorter. Um, you either have to bank less, try to get like a slide drop or reverse dash, so you can end up over here. Like if you can get that over there, then this never happens. You might still lose the match, but you'll probably only lose 1 point.
Or
Like
even
this,
two, and then I
this,
would have
yeah.
came in.
But
Yeah.
like if you just get yourself over to this half of the stadium instead of just hard angling this way, um, that's one way you can avoid this. Another way is just instead of shooting like you shoot at this angle here like this the whole time. And this was something I was doing a lot and I was losing matches because of it the same exact way. You shoot forward and but you shoot towards the pockets, and if your opponent does the same thing, you end up getting trapped here. So even if like this first hit wasn't the one that extremed you, the second or third might get you out or just kill you anyway. You're never going to give yourself a chance this way. So you could just take like a different approach and try to forward launch this way over on this side. I know it's a bit more awkward to do it from over here or even towards the middle, but if you do it over on this side of the stadium, you can avoid something like this. You actually might meet your opponent up top here too.
Okay.
Like I said, it was something I was doing a lot with stamina or attack types. If you forward launch this way, you'll go this way, and then you have to wait for your combo to fully stop, flatten out to the angle of the bowl here, and then go backwards, and it just takes too much time. So you
Yeah,
end up
and then
getting
it.
you
Yeah.
get caught in the middle too long.
And
Like
then when
this
I
is
got.
like the same this is the same pattern your shark scale did in the first battle or the first mirror match we played, and you just like rock back and forth, and then I extreme dash into you. So when you're on this like disadvantaged side, you have to find the quickest way to the other half.
I don't even think I rocked. I think I still was like stalled before I even went back.
Yeah, you weren't even on your way backwards yet before the contact happened.
That could also
Um,
just be from the weight of it, the combo
yeah,
itself.
so the weight of it affects it too. So we'll look at this match again, and like I said, you push forward, and it's like you rock back that way, and then this way, and you just don't get out.
Yeah.
So you have to make sure that you like I don't like angling too hard because of that. Because if you go too hard, you're either gonna scrape or you're gonna have this happen. You just have to make sure you try to match this angle and you do it like quickly. Like if you like ever practice, like main thing I'd practice is just matching this like sloped section of the bowl. Um, you just have to figure out what feels right for you when you're doing it. But you just want to make sure that you're like staying at the same angle as this, because that'll get you out of the bowl faster.
I think using a string though would also be a good idea just for like getting a little bit more control in the area.
Yeah, that's why I like the string launchers more. Like I know they're a little weaker, but I value being able to place my Beyblade where I want it more, and it's a lot easier to do different launches with the string launcher, in my opinion. I know you can do them with the winder launchers as well, but I think being able to place like more accurately with the string launcher is more important. Is there anything else that you want to check out?
Um, I do not think so. I think I just wanted to know like what exactly I did wrong in this match because I did pretty well all day that day. It was
Okay.
just like this match in particular was like I think the toughest one I had.
Yeah, I think we touched up on everything that I saw in like the couple times that I watched over this like film. Um, so yeah, like I would main things to take away from this. Um, practice getting this angle so they can get out of the center faster. Um, balance tune your rod combo for sure. And
Yeah,
if that doesn't help your problem, you're just gonna need a new hexa and then do the same thing over again. Like even with a new hexa, it might go aggro, so you want to make sure that you have it balance tuned. Um, so yeah, those like the two main takeaways. And eventually, you want to try to get like some different launch tech from Xside. The tech you use is good for B side like this, but when you play on Xside, you just mirror the same thing, and it's not always going to work out for you.
yeah.
So
Especially if you're doing.
eventually, so eventually, you want to work some other stuff in to just not even if you like, you might not use all of it, but just to have some other options to give yourself is what you want. You don't want to be doing the same thing over and over and over again because it eventually makes you readable. Especially when we play a format like this that's more drawn out. Um, if we were playing just first to four, best of one, like you can probably do this and get away with it. When you're playing best of three, when you get to that game three, all the tricks are out of the bag at that point. So the more options you have, it's the more things you give your opponent to think about.
Yeah,
All right. Well, thank you for letting me record this. Um, uh, you didn't have to, obviously, so I really
no,
appreciate that.
no worries, man.
If
No worries.
anyone else watching this video would like something similar, check out my Metafy link in the description below. I offer coaching like this through a subscription service. And yeah, I will catch you guys later.